Baseball.
Net presented by Allstate. It's a very warm but a beautiful day in Chicago for the third game of this series, all tied at 1. And we'll take a look at the head-to-head matchup between these two teams, and you'll realize why the Sox are dominating. The Tigers struggling largely because of injuries. The Sox, 2 games in back of Minnesota coming in, batting average virtually the same as are the runs per game. Now, Sox have hit more home runs and stolen many more bases, but the big number is the staff ERA at 3.88 as opposed to the Tigers at 4.44. That's the reason for the difference head-to-head and the difference in the standings. Freddie Garcia heading to the mound. 18-6 lifetime against these Tigers, and let's take a look at how they're going to line up behind Jim Leyland. It's going to be Austin Jackson leading off. Then it's Johnny Damon, Brennan Bosch, Miguel Cabrera in the running for the Triple Crown, Carlos Guillen, the DH, Johnny Peralta, Ryan Rayburn, Alex Avila, the villain from last night, and Ramon Santiago playing shortstop and hitting ninth. The defense and how they'll line up behind Garcia, left to right, Pierre Jones and Quinton in the infield, T and Ramirez, Beckham, and Canerco. Ramon Castro gets a nod behind the plate, and the Toronto starting pitcher is Freddie Garcia. Freddie 10-5 this year. You look at the numbers, the ERA a little higher than he would like. Last time out against Minnesota, a tough one for him as he didn't get out of the third inning, gave up 3 home runs. And for one of the few times, Freddie didn't get the job done. He's had 15 quality starts this year. The game conditions today, 83 degrees, 50% humidity. Both are down from this homestand. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. In the forecast, it's going to be a beautiful sunny day and a big crowd on hand here See if the Sox can win the third game of the series. The umpires, Jeff Nelson behind the plate, Kerwin Danley is at first, C.B. Buckner is at second, and Doug Eddings is at third. So they throw the ball around the infield. And Freddie Garcia, lifetime 131 and 86, 45 games over 500. Looking for a redeemer after the last time out, the first game of the homestand. Sox 2-3 on the current stand after a 4-4 road trip. Trying to keep pace with Minnesota, who's been red hot. Minnesota's won 16 of their last 20. They've got a 2-game lead in the Central. So Freddie is ready. And the first pitch, a fastball missing up and away. Jackson 1 for 8 in the series. He's stolen 16 bases. And he fouls that one straight back. Comes into 3-0-1. For a few years, he was absolutely untouchable in the Yankee organization until a three-way trade made him a Tiger. A breaking ball misses low and away. And the count goes to 2-1. Outfield, a shade toward right center field. It's Andrew Jones in center field. Alex Rios getting the day off. That one fouled off to the right, and the count evens at 2. White Sox 35-23 at home. The Tigers, on the other hand, 18-36 on the road. Freddie hung a breaking ball and got away with it. That one up in the zone, and fortunately Jackson fouled it straight back. Jackson is most of the running game for these Tigers. Fastball misses up high, and the count goes full. Jackson has 130 hits, the most by a Tiger rookie since 1987, and Matt Noakes. That ball fouled off to the right, and the count stays full. The more pitches you see in any at-bat, the tougher it is for the pitcher to retire the hitter. Johnny Damon in the on-deck circle. He's hitting second in the lineup for Jim Leyland. 3-2 pitch. Right back at Freddie, off his glove. Great play by Beckham. Has no shot at first base. And Jackson starts it off with a base hit. Jackson goes right back up the middle. Freddie deflects it. Gordon has a shot, but realistically, once you hit the ground with Jackson going up the line, you might as well put it in your pocket. So Jackson comes in 16 out of 20 in stolen bases. And Johnny Damon 2 for 9 in the series, hitting .277 overall, 7 home runs, 37 driven in. Good fastball low and away for strike one. Ramon Castro looking over in the dugout to see if a pitch out might be forthcoming. Jackson has the green light all the time. The only sign that Jim Leyland has for him is the stop sign. Good off-speed pitch, and the count goes 0-2. Damon has been a star in both New York and Boston. After coming up with Kansas City, he's been a very solid player and spectacular at times wherever he's gone. 0-2 pitch, misses low and in. Juan Pierre fairly shallow in left field. Andrew Jones a couple of steps into right center. Damon with that wide open stance. Jackson slight lead. He got it. Good fastball away and a big first out. Ramon sets up on the outside corner, and Freddie fills up the glove. Perfect pitch, and that'll bring up Brennan Bosch. Bosch, a rookie, and overall having a good year. However, in this series, he's 0 for 8. He struck out 5 times, hitting .277 with 14 home runs and 53 driven in. Outfield very deep. There goes Jackson. Throw to second base. Can't get him. Stolen base number 17 Freddie very slow to home plate. Even a pinpoint throw would have been very difficult. That one up and on the first base side of second. There are no outs on the other side of the bag, so Ramon missing to the first base side, but the throw was too high. 1-0 count. Ground ball right side. Nice play by Paul. Freddie over there in time, and they get Bosch by a step. Good play on both ends as Bosch, for a big man, and he's 6'5", gets down the line in a hurry. The farther you are wide of the bag, the more you have to have on the throw, and the sooner you'd like to get it to the pitcher to right his footwork, and Freddie does it right. The right foot inside part of the bag. You don't cross over into the path of the runner. And the first thing you do is take a look at third to the man that can hurt you, in this case, Austin Jackson. So one of the league's best, Miguel Cabrera, comes up hitting .338, 26 home runs, 94 driven in, 2 for 7 in this series. And Ozzy's going to take no chances with him. For the second time in the series, they're going to put him on. That's going to leave it up to Carlos Guillen. Cabrera, legitimate triple crown threat, although I don't believe he's going to catch Josh Hamilton as far as batting average is concerned. There's the fourth, and Cabrera aboard. Sets up the force out at second. Guillen 2 for 8 in the series. Just coming back off the disabled list with a bad calf. Overall, hitting .267. 6 home runs, 32 driven in. But against the White Sox, a different story. Guillen lifetime .326. 73 runs scored, 13 home runs, and 67 driven in 121 games. So he has really hurt the Sox over the course of his career. Runners at the corners. 2 outs here in the first inning. There is no score. Good breaking ball low and in. Takes a little something off, and he has Guillen well out in front. And there you look at some ominous numbers. And speculation by some of the Detroit traveling crew said that Ozzy has always walked people ahead of Guillen. And that might be one of the things that spurs him on to great heights against the Sox. But this is the move to make. Ozzy made it. Now it's up to Freddie to execute. Count evens at 1-1. Outfield straight away. Fairly deep all the way around. Good fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Guillen, a switch hitter. A much better hitter from the left side, where he's hitting .279. All of his power coming as a left-hand hitter. 5 of his 6 home runs as a lefty. 1-2 count, 2 outs, and a big pitch coming. Fastball misses low and away, and the count evens at 2. There you look at the splits, and you can see that Carlos Guillen from the left side much more dangerous. Johnny Peralta in the on-deck circle, and Freddie about to deliver his 23rd pitch of the inning. Ground ball right at Paul Konerko, who'll take it himself, and Freddie pitches out of it. So we head into the bottom of the first inning. There is no score. lines up his Sox with Pierre leading it off. Then it's Ramirez, Canerco, Carlos Quinton hitting in the cleanup spot. Then Mark Tian, Ramon Castro, Mark Kotze, Andrew Jones, and Gordon Beckham playing second and hitting ninth. And the defense is a lineup behind Armando Galarraga. It's Damon, Jackson, and Bosch left to right with Peralta, Santiago, Rayburn, and Cabrera. Avila behind the plate, and the Toyota starting pitcher is Armando Galarraga. Galarraga spent a lot of time in Toledo. That's where he had the most success this year. You see right and left-handed splits almost the same. This is 15th start. 3-5 mark with an ERA 4.5. Doesn't strike out a lot of people. Doesn't walk a lot of people. Lives and dies with a sinker. And he's 6 feet 4 inches tall, 185 pounds. Out of Venezuela, Juan Pierre steps up and looks at a fastball over the inside corner. Pierre 3 for 7 in the series, hitting .268 with a homer and 30 driven in. Reached base safely in 21 straight games. Chopper hit to the right side. Cabrera has it, flips to Galarraga. And a pretty good play on both ends. Cabrera was close enough to use the underhand flip. And this was eerily similar to the play that cost Galarraga the perfect game. Out by a step at first base. Cabrera comes over, and that's a pretty good move, is coming over, letting Galarraga on a very warm day get a breath before he pitches to Ramirez. Alexei 3 for 8 in the series, hitting .289 overall, 12 home runs, 46 driven in. They play him deep and straight away in the outfield. Good fastball for a strike. When any of the Sox base runners get on, Galarraga is going to slow it down to a crawl. He's also very difficult to run against. The 0-1 pitch. Slider misses wide. Tigers are tough to run against as a team. They've thrown out almost 32% of the base runners trying to steal, and that's number 1 in the league. Good off-speed pitch, and the count goes to 1-2. Good slider. Ramirez down on strikes. This one off the plate as Alexei expands the strike zone. That's the difference between getting ahead of the hitter and getting behind it. That's a 2-1 count. He just looks at it to go to 3-1. 1-2, you have to protect. Strikeout victim. Paul Canerco 1 for 5 in the series, hitting an even .300, 28 home runs, 78 driven in. Sinker misses down. Galarraga's got a good but not great fastball, and you can see against Galarraga, Paul loves to see him in the game. Line drive well, foul. Galarraga tried to keep that ball inside. That evens the count at 1-1. The Tigers really miss Maglio Ordonez. Gone for the year. He was a guy that hit in front of Miguel Cabrera. He was on pace to drive in 100 runs. But it won't be this year. Down the line, just foul. Doug Eddings straddling the line, called it on the wrong side of the bag. Peralta off the line, and that one just missed. So the count's at 1-2. It's been a well-attended series. 34-8-34 on Friday night. Last night, 36-5-48. And about 35,000 or so here today. The 1-2 pitch. Line drive, left field, base hit. So Galarraga tried to do something he very rarely does. Figured he had nothing to lose with a guy hitting over 500, and that's drop down sidearm. Cost him a base hit. You at home now can be part of our Picks to Click segment for each game. Tune into Felco pregame live for each game and see Ozzie Guillen's lineup. Then make your selection on who you think the pick to click of the game will be. White Sox fans watching at home have voted for Ramon Castro. Our crew is taking Paul Konerko, who just got a base hit. I'm going with Mark Teahen. And Hawk and Sarah Kustok are taking Andrew Jones. So we'll keep track of that. I get to be the judge, and I think I've got the inside track. Carlos Quentin comes up, hitting .236, 24 and 76 on the power numbers. He looks at a high breaking ball out of the strike zone. Konerko at first, 2 outs here in the first inning. The Tigers didn't score in the first, despite having runners at first and third. Freddie pitched out of it. Galarraga very deliberate. That one misses inside. Well, very much of a hitter's count now for Carlos Quentin. It's 2 for 3 in the series. That's what he's done against the Tigers in his brief career, spanning 35 games. .316. 11 and 32. Pretty impressive numbers against Detroit. Outfield straightaway, very deep. And this one popped up. Peralta has a play on it in foul territory, and he puts it away. So at the end of 1, there is no score. Newcomer has been the most pleasant surprise for the Sox this season. A. Andrew Jones, B. Mark Teahen, C. Omar Vizquel, D. J.J. Putz, or E. Sergio Santos. Text A, B, C, D, or E to 53695. Stick around for the U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame live for final results, or visit csnchicago.com. Johnny Peralta leading off. The appeal, and Kerwin Danley said he swung. Peralta with Cleveland and Detroit not having a great year. .236, 9 home runs, 47 driven in. Good breaking ball over the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-2. Peralta's been the dead pull hitter most of the season against the Sox. That one misses down. Freddie gave up a leadoff base hit to Jackson. Later, an intentional walk to Cabrera, but got out of it with a ground ball off the bat again in the first inning. Right at Gordon Beckham. Easy play, 1 out. And between innings, something you don't see very often. Armando Galarraga and Alex Avila going head-to-head over something that happened in that inning, and then Galarraga had to be restrained. That's Lloyd McClendon, the hitting coach, Gerald Laird telling him to get to the other end of the dugout, and Johnny Damon coming in finally to push him back to make sure that the battery doesn't wind up battered. Ryan Rayburn looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Rayburn 4 for 8 in the series, hitting .234, 5 home runs, 31 driven in. Good breaking ball low and away. Freddie loves to pitch against his Tiger team. He was on the Tigers briefly in the course of his career, but he's 18-6 lifetime. Always seems to save his best for them. And there's a cooler Armando Galarraga. Breaking ball misses low and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Minnesota won last night over Oakland as Brian Dunsing went the distance. He ran his record to 6-1 with a 2.0 ERA on a 3-hit shutout. Popped up left side. Martian calling for it, over by the tarp, and he can't get to it. That ball drifting away. Not much of a chance for Alexi as he came over, so the count holds at 1-2. Mark getting a turn at third base today. Reaches over about as far as he can go, but that ball is 2 rows back. Not quite as hot, not quite as humid as it has been in the first 5 games of this homestand. Tries to heat him upstairs, and nothing doing as Rayburn takes it to even the count at 2-2. Rayburn very versatile. He's played all 3 outfield positions as well as second base today. Good breaking ball for strike 3. Jeff Nelson rings him up. Strikeout number 2 for Freddie, and quickly there are 2 outs. Rayburn couldn't pull the string. And now Alex Avila comes up. His 5th home run of the year, coming last night in the 9th inning with a man on, was the difference. He's driven in 20, hitting .214 overall. Hasn't been a great year for him. Last night he delivered the big hit. He looks at a fastball for a strike. Avila in a platoon system pretty much with Gerald Laird. Outfield straight away, fairly deep, and a good breaking ball for a strike. Tigers have not gotten a whole lot of production out of their catching core. Laird has really struggled, as has Avila until last night. Jim Leland, the skipper, looking on. Fouls it off. And if you missed it last night, this is what happened against J.J. Putz in the 9th inning. That was a hanging splitter. And unfortunately, that was the difference as Phil Koch came on. Jose Valverde was not available last night, and he's questionable today. Breaking ball, strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Freddie. And we'll head to the bottom of the 2nd inning with no score. Premium baskets assembled by the White Sox wives. All proceeds benefit Chicago White Sox charities. Visit whitesox.com/baskets now for a full description of all 8 items and to place your bid. Bidding closes at 3 p.m. today, so don't delay. We'll see Christine O'Reilly. She's going to be talking with Jen Canarco, Senior Director of Community Relations. That's coming up next inning. Martin to lead it off, hitting .255, 4 home runs, 16 driven in. Recently activated off the disabled list. And he looks at a fastball for a strike. Mark 2 for 8 in this series. Outfield shades him toward left center. Fouls it down the line. Friday night, Mark started for the first time. Base hit in the 5th inning, 2-run homer in the 6th. And he could very well be the left-handed bat that we've been looking for. When he did go on the DL, he was swinging the bat very well, although the defense wasn't great. Looks at a slider over the outside corner for strike 3. See a little spin on that? Mark gave up on it, and it was a good pitch. Ramon Castro getting an opportunity to start. He usually catches Freddie, and he's had a great year, hitting .303, 6 home runs, 15 driven in. Looks at a fastball for a strike. In his last 20 games, he's hit .361 with 6 home runs. It is tough to keep your rhythm when you don't play every day. It's a good fastball over the outside corner. Outfield shades him as an opposite field hitter, although he's been pulling a lot this year. And he pulls that ball into left field. So Ramon is aboard with a base hit. One thing to defend him as an off-field hitter, it's another thing to execute, and that slider was out over the plate. Talked to an old teammate of mine, Lowenstein, who was a part-time player, and I asked him, how can you possibly succeed when you don't play every day? And he said, the first step is to accept the role, and you have to accept it before you can excel. And Ramon has accepted his role very well. Mark Kotsay fouls off the first one. He's hitting .233, 7 home runs, 26 driven in, 1 for 4 in the series. And during his 7-game hitting streak, he's been hot, hitting .393. Outfield pretty much straight away for him. And he looks at a sinker down. There's a lot of players who are forced to be part-time players who truly believe they should be starting. Consequently, they don't excel in that role because they believe they're being miscast. Not so with Ramon. Fly ball left field. Easy play for Johnny Damon, who camps under it. Gets it back into second, and Ramon has to retreat to first. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Tigers, no runs a hit and no errors. Sox 0-2-0. Andrew Jones only had 1 at bat in the series. That was a strikeout. He's been limited by some back problems. There you look at the numbers overall. 15 home runs, 36 driven in. Short lead at first by Castro, who's not going anywhere. Fastball misses low and away. Avila sets up away, and that ball misses. Well, that's a pretty good idea. Two-0 pitch. High fly ball to the right side. Bosch calls for it, and he puts it away. So the Sox get a hit, come away empty, and at the end of 2, there is no score. O'Reilly, Senior Director of Community Relations, is here with Jen Konerko, and they're going to talk about baskets.
Thanks, Steve. Yes, today is the last day of White Sox Charities Week. We've had an amazing week of fan support, raising money for for White Sox charities from all the different activities. Today we have an amazing basket auction going on during the game. You can go to whitesox.com/baskets. And with me today is Jen Konerko, who's going to talk a little bit about the basket she put together to represent kind of Paul's favorite things. Jen?
Right. I put a few things in that Paul likes. A Wii game system, 2K Sports, 2K10, MLB baseball. He's got an autographed pair of used cleats in there, autographed baseball, autographed bat, and his favorite TV show, Eastbound and Down, and a gift card to the Peninsula Hotel Spa, which he likes to do with Jim Thome sometimes because they're pals. And a couple other things in there. And all the baskets are basically the same. They're all the guys' favorite things they like, sports teams or food, stuff like that. So, like you said, you can go to ChicagoWhiteSox.com/baskets. And get yourself one of those. The auction goes till 3 o'clock today.
Yeah, it's a time-sensitive thing, fans. So go to whitesox.com/baskets. We have 7 different baskets: Ozzie Guillen, J.J. Putz, Kevin Floyd, Carlos Quentin, and a bunch of other guys. And as Jen said, really cool items that represent the players. I picked out the Quentin basket right away when I saw the Stanford hat in there. But a great opportunity to raise money for White Sox charities. And the auction does close at 3 o'clock today. So, and if you're not interested in the basket or you don't have time to go online for that, you still can go to whitesox.com until midnight tonight. Make a $100 donation to White Sox charities. Anyone who does that receives a really cool autographed item and then a chance to win an amazing experience, which includes a tour of the clubhouse, time on the field during batting practice, meeting players, great tickets. But check out the baskets. It's a lot of fun. And Jen, I know we had some of the women shopping together, and you guys have been so supportive of White Sox Charities Week and so many of our charitable efforts. So we thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you. And good luck.
Back to you, Steve.
Thank you, ladies. And hopefully we're going to raise a whole lot of money for White Sox charities. I know it's been a great week. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Christine. See you guys in a little bit. Santiago grounded out for the first out of the inning, and that brings up Austin Jackson, who singled in the first inning. Outfield playing him toward right center field, and that ball is shot through the right side for a base hit. So Jackson, who stole the base in the first inning, most likely will be off somewhere in this sequence. We've got the day off tomorrow, but tomorrow's going to be a very busy day around baseball because it's a deadline for signing your draft choices. And as we sit here, 15 of 32 of the first rounders have not signed. The White Sox, however, signed Chris Sale. Not only did they sign him, but he's in the bullpen in the major leagues. So in some cases, it helps to sign early. Many times those high draft choices, like Bryce Harper of the Washington Nationals, hasn't signed yet. They'll get that deal done, as Scott Boras usually waits for the last instant. But Johnny Damon on a pitch out. Nothing doing. Damon a strikeout victim in the first inning. Taking a long look down at Gene Lamont, former Sox skipper, current third base coach of these Tigers. Good lead at first by Jackson. And the count goes to 2-0. Can't worry all that much about Jackson. If he runs, he runs. You've got to get out Damon. Tigers have 2 hits. They've both been by Jackson, who now has 132 hits. Line drive, foul. Off speed pitch and had Damon out in front of it. Hawk Harrelson is not with us today. He has an illness in the family. We hope to have him back on Tuesday as we head up to Minnesota for a big 3-game series, and it's on to Kansas City for 3 more after that off day tomorrow. So, Hawk, we miss you. Hopefully everybody is healthy in the family. In the meantime, the entire crew and I are trying to hold this down, and we could all use some runs. 2-1 pitch. Line drive, fair ball. Down into the corner. And it's a ground rule double as a fan touches the ball in play. Now we might have got a break here as Gene Lamont is going to argue with Jeff Nelson, as is Jim Leland. There's a very good chance with the speed of Jackson that if that ball rattles around in the corner, he's going to be able to score, and that's what they're arguing about. On a ball in play, folks, you can't touch the baseball. Although that time it worked out pretty well. It's a judgment call by the umpire. Jim Leland is going to lose that, so he goes back to the dugout. But there's runners on second and third in this scoreless game, and only 1 out. Brendan Bosch, who's 0 for 9 in the series, grounded to Paul Konerko in the first inning. This young man has a tremendous amount of power. And in the baseball parlance of the scouts, a tremendous upside. Still a very young hitter. Popped up. Tough play for Ramirez. He comes in. Nobody's going to get this one. It goes as a base hit. No, he caught the ball. What a play by Ramirez. Andrew Jones had no shot at this, and Ramirez, with his back to the infield and the presence of mind to get it back in quickly, able to make the play as Bosch gets it off the end of the bat. Alexei just puts the glove out. I'm not sure if he could see it, but he saw it well enough to come away with it. What an effort. You're back to the infield and that ball drifting away from you. And he saved a run. So once again, they walk Cabrera. That's twice in a row. Ozzy's not going to take any chances with a man that has 94 runs driven in. When he used this strategy in the first inning, Carlos Guillen grounded out to Konerko unassisted. Watch Comcast Sportsnet White Sox game replays on demand with Xfinity TV from Comcast. Don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today. Bases loaded, 2 outs. No score in the game, courtesy of Alexei Ramirez. Is Freddie trying to pitch his way out of it? Guillen without great speed anymore, so the infield back, the outfield back. Freddie misses up and away with the first pitch. That's what Carlos Guillen has done during the course of his career with the bases loaded. .407 hitter. Slices this one down the line. It's going to be foul. So the count evens at 1-1. The Sox come into this one really struggling against the Central. They're 22-24. Conversely, Minnesota 31-17. The Sox certainly going to have to pick it up against their own division. The reason being there's 25 games left for them. Fastball up and away, and the count goes to 2-1. Minnesota, no score as they head into the bottom of the third against Oakland at Target Field. The 2-1 pitch. 3-1. Johnny Peralta in the on-deck circle. Freddie's got to make a very tough 3-1 pitch to a guy who has tormented the Sox since he's put on an American League uniform. That fastball over the outside corner. Guillen didn't think so. But the count goes full. And with the runners going, it'll make the force out a little bit tougher. Good speed at third and second. Not much speed at first. The 3-2 pitch. Right back over Freddie's head. He can't get to it. Nobody's going to get to it, and 2 runs are going to score. Freddie jumped too soon. That's a play that he could have made. But I think he believed the ball was hit a bit harder than it was. With Gordon Beckham going up the middle, he couldn't get to it. And we'll take another look at it. Freddie jumps too soon. This is a play that he could have had. Cabrera jumps over the baseball. Gordon with a bare hand attempt. And it's 2-0 Tigers. Guillen drives in runs 33 and 34. Continues to hurt the Sox. Freddie'd be the first to tell you that this inning should be over. It's not. Johnny Peralta, who grounded out to second in the second inning. Runners at the corners. Fly ball center field. Andrew coast under it. And he makes the catch. But not before the Tigers get 2 on 3 hits. We head into the bottom of the third inning. It's 2-0 Detroit. sailing gear, a dominoes game, a poker set, his favorite snack food, and much more. Opening bid is $250. Visit whitesox.com/baskets now for a full description of all 8 items and to place your bid. Bidding closes at 3 p.m. today, so don't delay. With the Sox down a pair, they're going to lead it off with Gordon Beckham, who's hitting .251. He's 3 for 8 in the series. 7 home runs, 40 driven in. And he's looking out at Armando Galarraga, who's given up a hit in each inning, but no runs. That fastball misses high and tight. Outfield straightaway, fairly deep all the way around. Throws a fastball right by it. All general managers are looking at that waiver wire to see if they can make a deal. San Francisco picked up Jose Guillen from Kansas City. He's going to help them offensively. Count goes to 2-1. Just as last year when Alex Rios was claimed on waivers by the Sox. That turned into gold as far as the team is concerned. Alex having a great year this year. Day off today. That little slider evens the count at 2-2. Galarraga, along with the slider, does throw a cutter, and he'll usually throw it away to the right-hand hitters. So the 2-2 pitch. Looped into right field. Bosch coming on. He can't get to it. Falls for a base hit. Good way to start off the 3rd inning. That ball is well off the plate, and Gordon hits it off the end of the bat. Rayburn has no shot. Bosch has no shot. And Gordon was bending over at first base for a bit. Homer Munoz talking to him, and he just looked into the dugout and waved his hand as if he was okay. See, he turned that left ankle. He was looking out at right field. So he takes a pretty good lead at first base for Juan Pierre. Juan grounded out the first time up. And this is where Armando Galarraga slows it down to a crawl. It's one of the reasons why he is so very difficult to steal against. He's got a decent move, but he varies his times. Juan squares to bunt, takes a strike. Johnny Damon very shallow and over toward the line in left field. Jackson just about a step or two into left center field. The gap is down the line and right and into right center. There you look at the defense and how they line up for Pierre. That slider inside, fouled back, so Juan in an 0-2 hole. Joey Cora, Ozzie Guillen, and Kevin Hickey. And it's a balk on Galarraga. So that takes even the thought of a double play out of the equation and changes the at-bat somewhat for Juan Pierre. We'll watch it here. Right there, before he stepped back, he started to move. Called by Jeff Nelson. Now Juan would dearly love to get this ball to the right side. Fastball misses away. Counted 1-2. Juan has hit safely in 20 of the last 21. And the average creeping up on 270. He's a lifetime .301 hitter coming into this year. Good movement by Avila as he stops that one, sweeping low and away. It's a 2-2 count for Galarraga. That's his 3rd balk of the year. So he's tied for the team lead. Santiago trying to keep Gordon Beckham close at second base. The 2-2 pitch. Pulled foul. Alex Avila going out now to talk with Galarraga. Galarraga has kept his pitches to a minimum. Hasn't walked anybody. He's fanned two. He's given up the 3 singles. Nobody out here. And that slider misses the outside corner, so the count goes full. There's a lot of room on the left side. Peralta is off the line, doesn't have much range, and you've got Santiago playing him up the middle as Gordon takes a decent lead at second. And Juan fills it up on that side. Wisely, Jeff Cox holds Gordon Beckham right there. There's nobody out in the inning. Sox trail by 2. And even though Damon does not have a particularly good arm, there's no reason to test it, as Juan Pierre has reached base in 22 straight games. He drills this ball into left field. So a promising start here to the 3rd inning. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Hits tied at 4. It's been an errorless game. And Alexei Ramirez comes up, a strikeout victim in the 1st inning as he expanded his strike zone and a slider low and away. Good speed at first. Juan Pierre, 45 stolen bases, 504 for his career. And another slider. Strike 1. That is not a particularly good percentage with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. So that's something Alexei's going to have to work on. Outfield straight away. Little pop up right side and playable, although Cabrera misses it. He couldn't locate it. There was no chance for Rayburn to get over there. And although he had his back to the infield, it appeared he had time to actually set himself and make the play. The Sox get a tremendous break. Does go as an error. That could very possibly open the door to a big inning. Oh, 0-2 count. This one fouled off to the right, unplayable. So for Cabrera, that's error number 11. Galarraga has a couple of wild pitches this year. Probably thinking about trying to bury that slider low and away. Avila, besides hitting the game-winning home run last night, had a good night behind the plate at blocking low pitches. Pierre with a good lead at first. He's running. Fly ball center field, well hit. That'll get the job done. Jackson goes back, makes the catch. Gordon Beckham will score. And it's a 2-1 game. RBI number 47 for Ramirez, and it cuts the lead in half. Ramirez takes advantage of the gift presented him by Cabrera and drives home Beckham. That sends Rick Knapp to the mound to talk with Galarraga. And he's talking to him about worrying about the man that can really hurt you at bat, Paul Konerko, as opposed to perhaps having a whole lot of his attention divided with Juan Pierre, the base stealing threat at first base. Paul had a base hit in the first inning as Galarraga tried to drop down sidearm, left the ball over the inner portion of the plate, and he drilled it into left field. Good lead by Pierre. Get me over slider for a strike. Outfield straight away, very deep. Best arm in the outfield by far. Bosch in right field. You're going to run on Damon. You're probably going to run on Jackson, who has just an adequate arm in center. Count goes to 0-2. Galarraga throws a sinker inside by Konerko. Carlos Quentin in the on-deck circle. 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. It's a 2-1 game. Tigers lead. Good lead by Pierre. Down on strikes. Third strikeout for Galarraga. Throws that ball down and out of the strike zone. So that leaves it up to Carlos Quentin. He popped up to end the first inning. Pops that one back, and that'll go out of play. Well, some of the White Sox opponents the rest of the way are having some problems. Jacoby Ellsbury put on the disabled list by the Red Sox for the third time this year. Kevin Youkilis out for the rest of the year, and the Sox see them 7 times the rest of the way. Although Dustin Pedroia will be back soon. Well, he's one of the spark plugs of a Red Sox team. Comes into action today. 6 games out of first place in the AL East. That one misses inside, evens the count at 1-1. Another opponent of the Sox getting some good news. Andrew Bailey, the closer of Oakland, long tossing, feels he could be back and ready for next week. And the Sox still have a series left in Oakland. And Bailey, one of the best young closers in the game. Pierre going. Fly ball center field, but playable. And Jackson catches it, puts it away. But the Sox get a run on 2 hits. And we'll head to the top of the 4th inning, trailing the Tigers by 1. From Taco Bell, open 1 a.m. or later. We're back at U.S. Cellular Field, top of the 4th inning, and Ryan Rayburn leading it off. He looks at a strike and was a strikeout victim looking in the 2nd inning. It's the bottom third of the order. Rayburn, Avila, and Santiago to face Freddie Garcia. That breaking ball misses low and away. The count evens at 1-1. If you're just joining us, Hawk Harrelson is not with us today. Some illness in the family. We hope to have Hawk back Tuesday in Minnesota. 2-1 count as Freddie misses away with another breaking ball. Rayburn's had a good series. He's 4 for 9. Pops this one up, right side. Not playable. That one drops into the Tiger dugout. Tigers' problems have been on the road. 18-36 away from Detroit. Jim Leland realizes what might have been if he didn't lose Zumaya, if he didn't lose Ordonez, Guillen for a while, and Inge for a while. That one fouled back, and the count holds at 2-2. But injuries being a big part of the game. Minnesota lost Jose Majares in this series. He's lost for the year. The play here at first base. Of course, Joe Nathan lost, as in Justin Morneau. So every team has to play through whatever injuries they have. Well hit right center field. Nobody's going to get to this one. Home run, Ryan Rayburn. That's his 6th of the year, RBI number 32. And Rayburn, who came in hitting in the low 230s, is now 5 for 10 in the series. 2-2 pitch. That ball on the outside corner. Rayburn reaches out. Told you when today started it would be a very lively ballpark in the daytime, and it's turned into just that. Brings up Alex Avila. He was a strikeout victim to end the 2nd inning. So the Tigers lead 3-1. They've out-hit the Sox 5-4. And the Tigers have made the only error of the game. Count goes to 2-0. Fastball taken for a strike. That one misses off the corner, and the count goes to 3-1. Avila 5'11", 210 pounds, out of Hialeah, Florida. Last year in a brief trial at 279 with these Tigers. Takes a strike, although he's the last one to find out about it. Umpires don't really care for this. The fastball sneaking away. I'd say it's safe to say it caught the lower, way lower part of the strike zone. Fly ball hit well to left field. Pierre's not going to get this one. It's off the wall. And Avila, who thought he had a walk, turns it into a double. For the 2nd time in the series, he's gone to left center field. But he leaves that ball up and out over the plate. And Avila winds up at second base. That ball is the lower part of the wall. Ramon Santiago, who grounded a shortstop in the third inning, has a job to do, and that's hit the ball to the right side as the pitches are starting to mount up on Freddie. Pops it up. Juan Pierre is going to make this catch, and a very bad at bat by Santiago. Bid on Gavin Floyd's favorite things, which include video games, crossword puzzles, a golf book, CDs of Gavin Floyd's favorite music, and much more. Opening bid is $250. You can visit whitesox.com/baskets now for a full description of all 8 items and to place your bids. And bidding closes at 3 p.m. today, so don't delay. We've got about 45 minutes left. Get your bids in. There's some wonderful things to bid on. Good fastball for a strike to Austin Jackson, who's 2 for 2. And a run scored and a stolen base. Evens the count at 1-1. Baseball is won 90 feet at a time. And either the failure to pick up that 90 feet or the ability to take it sometimes determines the outcome. And that's why that at bat by Santiago was not a good one. If you're hitting with 2 strikes, it's a different story. But on the first pitch, you've got to get something to either bunt to third or hit the ball to the right side. And Ramon Santiago failed to do it. Two-one pitch to Jackson. Good fastball over the outside corner. Short lead at second by Avila. Line drive left field, well hit. Juan Pierre on the run, and he makes the catch. Avila has to hold at second, and that's a run. If the Tigers execute this inning, they didn't. It's not, and the score holds at 3-1. So Jackson hits it hard. Juan Pierre makes a good play. 2 outs. Avila at second. And Johnny Damon, who doubled in the third inning. Strikeout victim in the first. Breaking ball for a strike. That sinker misses low and away and evens the count at 1-1. A lot of teams were interested in Johnny Damon, including the White Sox for a while. Damon chose to stay close to home in spring training and signed with the Tigers, who train in Lakeland, Florida. Little looper to right field. Pierre comes on. He makes the catch. And the Sox are out of the inning, but not without giving up a home run to Rayburn. And heading into the bottom of the fourth inning, it's a 3-1 lead, Tigers. pitcher to win 20 games in a season? You ponder that for a while. We'll have the answer a little later in the game. It's going to be Mark Teahan leading it off in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sox trailing by a pair. Teahan, a strikeout victim in the 2nd. Galarraga has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. Sox have left 3. They broke through last inning, only to see Detroit get it right back off the bat of Ryan Raber. Good fastball for a strike. Couldn't check his swing, and he falls in a hole 0-2. Galarraga's got a pretty good slider today. The gap is into right center field with Jackson a couple of steps into left center and Bosch in straightaway right. That one missed, and the count goes to 1-2. Pan around, we show you the defense. Not a cloud in the sky today. It's a beautiful day. Galarraga misses low. Count evens at 2. One chop foul. Great races all around baseball. AL East, Tampa Bay 2 games in back of New York. Boston still in the race in both the wild card and the division. Of course, in the Central, we're 2 games behind Minnesota. The West, the Angels 7.5 back at Texas. Full count on Mark Teahan in the National League. Philadelphia a couple games behind Atlanta. St. Louis and Cincinnati in a tie in the NL Central. San Francisco 2.5 games back of San Diego. So plenty of exciting baseball left. He's got him. Bid on a basket filled with Brent Lillibridge's favorite things, which include Brian Buster books, Clash of the Titans movie, University of Washington baseball cap, playing cards, and much more. Opening bid is $250. Visit whitesox.com/baskets for a full description of all 8 items and to place your bid. Bidding closes at 3 p.m. today, so don't wait. Line drive foul off the bat of Ramon Castro, who had a base hit in the 2nd inning. What a job as a backup catcher Ramon has done all year long. Outfield fairly deep all the way around. Good fastball on the outside corner. Galarraga this year, 13 home runs given up in now 90 innings of work. Occasionally that sinker doesn't sink. That's a high total. A 1-2 count with 1 out here in the 4th inning. Little chopper to third base. Peralta has it. Plenty of time. Gets it across. And let's take a look at the way both the Sox and Minnesota are going to come home. Both teams have 44 left. Red Sox 22 at home, 22 on the road. The Twins 25 at home, 19 on the road. That's to their advantage. 24 games within the division. 31-17 for the Twins. 22-24 for the Sox. Are really going to have to pick it up in that department. However, the Sox in the last 22, 16 of which are played here. And this team has been dominant at home most of the year, but especially lately. Mark Kotze flied out to Johnny Damon in the second inning. Popped that one foul. Kotze has an errorless streak. 89 games, 555 chances, and he's played 4 positions since he's made his last error back on September 24th of 2008. Playing first base today. Good fastball for a strike. The count goes to 1-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Count evens at 2. The fastball misses low and in, and a full count on Mark Kotze. Lando Galarraga has yet to issue his first walk. He's fanned 4, giving up 4 hits and a run. There is his first walk. So Kotze aboard, leaves it up to Andrew Jones, who flied out to end the second inning. That's the line so far on Galarraga. The run unearned because of the pop-up that Cabrera dropped. Fastball misses low and away. Andrew just coming back from some back problems. Playing in game number 2,000. 403 home runs. Just a tremendous career for him. Good slider over the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. Slight gap in right center field for Jones, who's been trying to pull most everything. That one fouled down the line. And if Andrew continues to pull most everything, he's going to see a steady diet of sliders away. When they come in, they're going to come in off the plate for a ball. Kotze with a short lead at first base. That evens the count at 2-2 as Galarraga misses with a slider away. Count goes full. The advantage with Kotze running on the play. Now we'll see if Cabrera goes behind him at first base, and so far no indication of that, so they're going to hold him close. Normally if a guy hits to right at all, Cabrera would be behind it. I figure Andrew's going to pull the ball. 3-2 pitch. There goes Kotze. And Jones fouls it straight back. Toronto Blue Jays made a very good move, signing a former #1 draft choice and the 6th pick overall, Ricky Romero, one of their bright young left-handed pitchers, to a 5-year contract for $30.1 million. Also a club option for the 6th year through 2016. And you're going to see the trend of that more and more with young pitchers who are becoming arbitration eligible, team buying out maybe a year or two of free agency, taking them out of arbitration, especially a guy as valuable to that team as Ricky Romero. Landscape of baseball is going to change, folks. 3-2 pitch. Katse running. Ground ball left side in the hole. Santiago plants, throws, safe at first base, and Katse to third. Good hustle by Andrew Jones. A good solid play by Santiago. Good pick at first by Cabrera. But Kerwin Danley said not in time. And heads up play by Mark Katse. He keeps on going. Andrew beats it by an eyelash. And with runners at the corners and 2 outs, it sets it up for Gordon Beckham, who singled and scored a run in the 3rd inning. Good call by Danley. Outfield straight away for Beckham. And he looks at a cutter for a strike. That one fouled straight back, and quickly Gordon in an 0-2 hole. This is where Mark Katse, who doesn't have great speed but needs a good secondary lead at third base. Peralta is way back at third, and if Galarraga buries one in the dirt, you've got to be able to score if it gets by Avila. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Galarraga got away with one there. Tried to throw it low and away. Got it up and on the inner portion of the plate, and Gordon fouled it straight back. See where Avila is, and you see the mistake made by Galarraga. Sometimes you get away with it, not all that often. Slider misses low and away, and the count goes to 1-2. This is Galarraga's 15th start. He's appeared 1 time out of the bullpen. He was sent down to AAA. Threw pretty good baseball down there before being recalled. A 1-2 pitch. And he swings at a fastball well out of the zone, and the Sox come up empty. So we'll head to the top of the 5th inning with the Tigers leading 3-1. 5. If you're the 500th texter, you could win $5 footlongs from Subway. Brendan Bosch to lead it off. He's 0 for 2 and 0 for 10 in the series. A little looper right at Alexi, and he makes the play. Our Allstate good hands replay is a tremendous play with runners at second and third by Alexi Ramirez. He takes it away. Bosch bidding for a base hit, gets it back in the infield and freezes the runners at second and third. The Allstate good hands replay. Cabrera hasn't seen a pitch in the zone yet. 2 intentional walks. Looks at a fastball up high. Count goes to 2-0, and this is where Freddie's got to be very careful. As you can see where he ranks, second in batting average, tied for third in home runs, second in runs batted in, tied for third in doubles, and fifth in hits. Breaking ball misses away, and Cabrera, one of those guys you always give the 3-0 green light. If the Tigers were doing better or had a chance for the playoffs, Cabrera certainly would be thought of as an MVP candidate. That's going to go to Josh Hamilton, I believe. And the 3-0 green light turns into a base hit. Bid on J.J. Putt's favorite things basket, which includes the University of Michigan logo, logo bands, Categories game board, JJ's favorite snacks, movies, and much more. Opening bid is $250. Visit whitesox.com/baskets for a full description of all 8 items and to place your bid. Bidding closes at 3 p.m. today. So hurry up. You've got 22 minutes. We'll give you a rundown of what the bids are in all of those baskets. Carlos Guillen looks at a fastball for a strike. He's 1 for 2. Drove in a couple of runs with a single in the third inning. Freddie jumped a little early on that ball. As he was coming down, the ball got over his head and just by Gordon Beckham. The biggest hit of the game so far. And Guillen in an 0-2 hole. Freddie about ready to deliver his 91st pitch of the day. This is just the top of the 5th with 1 out. One misses low and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Cabrera at first with a very short lead. He's tried to steal 5 times, been successful twice. That ball low and in. And Guillen couldn't check his swing. And I believe he's out. Talking it over with Jeff Nelson. And he's saying, look, Carlos, I know you've been around the game for a long time, but it's still 3 strikes. You don't get 4. I don't care how old you are. This ball dips low and in. Guillen thought it was a 2nd strike, so he's standing there getting ready. Going to compose himself, come back to the batter's box. One and 0 count on Peralta, who's 0 for 2 today. Peralta 0 for 5 in the series. That's gone. Way back. And it's a 5-1 game. Home run number 10, 49 driven in, as Johnny Peralta hits the daylights out of that one, a no-doubter. Second home run of the day for Detroit. Freddie tries to throw a fastball by him. And that one goes way back there. Sox trail by 4. That leaves it up to Ryan Rayburn, who also hit a home run. So the basket bids so far: Ozzie, 650. Gavin, 401. Brent Lillibridge, 250. J.J. Putz, 800. Paul Konerko, 1650. Carlos Quentin, 550. Mark Burley, 500. And Sergio Santos, 350. The bidding ends in 18 minutes, folks. Get your bids in. Count goes to 2-1. Historically, August has been the worst month for Freddie Garcia. That one pops straight up and playable. Artian comes over. He puts it away, but not before the Tigers get 2. They lead 5-1 heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. As we try to peck away here at a 5-1 deficit. And it'll be Juan Pierre leading it off. He's 1 for 2 today against Armando Galarraga, who's fanned 5, walked 1, given up 1 run on 5 hits, and that run unearned. Count evens at 1-1. Outfield fairly shallow and around toward left and left center field. And it's a 2-1 count. Chris Sale loosening in the bullpen. First round draft choice in this year's draft. Signed early, got here, played A, AAA, and up to the big leagues. A meteoric rise through the system. Count goes to 3-1. We could use some base runners. Fastball catches the outside corner, and the count goes full. Alexi Ramirez in the on-deck circle. That ball fouled back. Galarraga about ready to deliver his 84th pitch. He's averaged around 6 innings per start. And we're only in the bottom of the 5th. He walked him. It's good to be king. Bid on Paul Konerko's favorite things, such as a Nintendo Wii game system, gift card to Peninsula Hotel Spa, game used cleats signed by Paul, Season 1 of Eastbound Out on DVD, and much more. Opening bid is $250. We've flown by that already. Visit whitesox.com/baskets for a full description of all 8 items and to place your bid now. Bidding closes very shortly at 3 o'clock, so don't delay. Fastball a strike, and Alexi wasn't too sure. That slider well out of the zone, and Ramirez expanded the zone and fouled it back. And a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning, which counted for the only Sox run. RBI number 47 for Alexi. Pierre with a good lead at first. There he goes. Right back up the middle, softly hit. Santiago guns down Ramirez at first. Pierre moves into second. Going to stay out of the double play. Ozzie has Juan Pierre going. This ball gets by Galarraga, but off the mound, the big hop to Santiago, making the play easy at first base. And leaving it up to Paul Konerko with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ryan Rayburn starting at second today, trying to keep Juan Pierre close as that slider sweeps low and away. Sox might have a decision if they figure Bobby Jenks is going to have to go on the DL, and that is who's going to replace him, as you don't want to go one short in that bullpen. Candidates, maybe Eric Threets, who can come off the disabled list, possibly Lucas Harrell, maybe Carlos Torres, but we'll know a little more after today. And there's a look at Bobby. That one gets away. And Pierre coasts into third, so that's going to go as a wild pitch by Galarraga. So Vila, who's had a good couple of games of blocking low pitches, couldn't block that one. And Pierre moves up 90 feet. Infield is going to be back all the way around, as Jim Leland, with a 4-run lead, is going to concede the run to try to stay out of the big inning. 2-0 count on Paul Konerko. One misses up and away. Carlos Quinton in the on-deck circle. Paulie has a 3-0 count. Fastball strike. Galarraga has walked a pair, and they've come in the last 2 innings. Now he's got to make a very good hitter's pitch on 3-1. Pierre at third, coming down the line, and Galarraga misses. Carlos Quinton comes to bat, and you can bid on a basket filled with Carlos Quinton's favorite things, which include a gift card to Lux Bar, Stanford University cap and pennant, a Michael Crichton novel, and an autographed jersey, along with much more. Visit whitesox.com/baskets for a full description of all 8 items and to place your bid. Bidding closes at 3 o'clock, which is in 9 minutes, so hurry up. Runners at the corners, only 1 out. Sox trying to peck away at that 4-run deficit. They've been out hit 8-5. The Tigers have made the only error of the game. And the control of Galarraga is starting to get a little spotty. Little chopper. Pierre's going to score the play to first. They've got him. But RBI number 77 for Carlos Quentin. Juan Pierre on the contact play scores easily. With Peralta back at third, you don't want to open yourself up to the big inning. You take the out that's given you, and it's a 3-run Tiger lead. So the leadoff walk, as it usually does, comes back to bite Galarraga. Konerko at second base, and Martin, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Vila takes another pitch down, corrals it. Thomas loosening up in the bullpen. Galarraga about ready to make his 94th pitch. He has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning in any of the first 5. Count goes to 2-0. And the stuff isn't all that crisp. The base hit here makes it pretty interesting. Jim Leyland. Never one to hold too still in the dugout, pacing back and forth as he realizes that his pitcher could very well be running out of gas. Ball with a big lead at second. Galarraga is staying in tight on Mark Teahen. He cut that fastball, and Teahen fouled it away. Minnesota still holds a 1-0 lead over Oakland. That game heading to the top of the 7th inning. Kevin Slowey has a no-hitter. Good fastball for a strike, and the count evens at 2. Two-two pitch. That misses low. So the count goes full. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sox trail 5-2. And Ramon Castro hoping that Mark Teahen can keep it alive. Three-two pitch. Fouled on a cutter inside. Teahen stays alive. Day off tomorrow, then it's on to Minnesota. Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Kansas City over next weekend. 6-game road trip. And it's right back here. Long drive, center field. Jackson back. He can't get to this one. That ball off the wall. Konerko scores. Teahen coasts into second base, and it's a 5-3 game. So Martian drives in run number 17. Jim Leland comes out. He knows that Armando Galarraga is losing it in a hurry. That fastball out over the plate. Martian takes it off the wall. You're doing something when you get it over Jackson's head, because he can fly. Right off the Walgreens side. And Leland has a very short, very direct talk with Galarraga. Pretty much going like, it's probably going to be your last inning. Certainly your last hitter. Let's see what you have. As Gonzalez and Thomas throw in the bullpen. Both walks this inning have scored. Ramon 1 for 2. Tien with a short lead at second. And that fastball misses down. That's 100 pitches for Galarraga. The Sox trying to take advantage of a pitcher that's very vulnerable before Leland can get him out of there. Outfield straightaway, very deep. And at times, Ramon has shown tremendous power this year. Good fastball over the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Sox have scored a pair to match the Tigers' pair in the top of the 5th. It's a 5-3 game. Fastball misses low and in, and the count goes to 2-1. Arcatze in the on-deck circle. Infield about as deep as they can get all the way around. Galarraga taking a lot of time. Chris Sale continues to throw in the bullpen for the Sox. And double-barreled action in the bullpen for the Tigers, as Galarraga is trying to stagger his way through the 5th inning. Little looper off the end of the bat. Bosch coming on. This ball's going to fall. Martian scores, and it's a 5-4 game. Ramon Castro drives in run number 16. This little cutter off the end of the bat, just over the head of Rayburn, just in front of Bosch. And it's a 1-run deficit. A 3-run 5th. And it leaves it up to Mark Kotsay. Castro short lead at first. Kotsay 0 for 1 with a walk. Towering pop-up. Rayburn puts it away, but not before the Sox score 3. It's a 5-4 game as we head into the top of the 6th inning. Tiger pitcher to win 20 games in a season? And the answer? Bill Gullickson. 20 wins in 1991. It's a long time ago. Tigers have had a couple of good years since then, but nobody's been able to put together 20 wins. So Chris Sale comes on. Freddie Garcia has his day come to a close. 5 innings, 5 runs on 8 hits. Chris Sale on for the 4th time. Hasn't given up anything. So it's a 1-run game, and this a very important appearance for the young man. Trying to secure his spot in that bullpen. This year's #1 draft choice, and the quickest out of the class of 2010 to make it to the major leagues. 5-8-1 for the Tigers, 4-7-0 for our Sox. It's a 1-run game heading into the top of the 6th inning. And Alex Avila will lead it off. He's 1 for 2 with a double, that coming in the 4th inning. Good fastball for a strike. Sale in the neighborhood of 6'6", right around 170, 175 pounds. There's a little filling out to do. And a sweeping breaking ball misses outside. Ramon Santiago, the switch hitter in the on-deck circle. He'll turn around and hit from the right side, where he is much better than he is from the left side. Good fastball, and he throws it right by him inside. The youngster seems to have a very good mound presence, despite his youth and inexperience. That one just misses the outside corner. The umps in the stands thought it was pretty good. Jeff Nelson didn't. Ramon wants it outside. They want to touch off the outside corner. That's actually a pretty good call as Ramon tries to bring it back and frame it. Jeff Nelson would have none of it. That one misses way wide. So it's a full count. Avila leading off the top of the 6th inning. Tigers scored 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Sox 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th. Fly ball left field, slicing away from Pierre, and he can't get it. That ball sinking very quickly. Juan crosses over into foul territory and can't come up with it. Takes a bit of a circuitous route and has that ball drift away. It's not pleasant on that gravel when you make that head first dive. Count holds full at 3-2. One hopper. Plenty of time for Ramirez. Gets it across and 1 out here in the top of the 6th. So Ramon Santiago comes up. He's 0 for 2. 1 for 6 in the series. Turns around a hit from the right side, where he's hitting .362 as opposed to a little under .250 as a left-hand hitter. First pitch misses off the corner. 1-0 to Santiago. Bullpen up and going for the Sox. And the count goes to 2-0. Tony Pena throwing in the pen. Good fastball for a strike. Line drive center field, but Andrew right there. So quickly 2 up and 2 down. Sale fought back from a 2-0 count. Now he's got to deal with Austin Jackson. Robbie Weinhardt warming up in the bullpen. We saw him last night for 2/3 of an inning before Phil Koch nailed it down. Jose Valverde, who was unavailable last night, and it's iffy if he's available today. Oh, and 1 count on Jackson, who's 2 for 3. And a good backdoor slider over the outside corner. Nice crowd here today, 36,287. Very well-attended series against these Tigers. Fastball misses up and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 6th, Jones, Beckham, and Pierre. And that's it for Jackson, and that's it for the Tigers. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing by 1. For the 2010-11 season go on sale Monday, August 16th at 10 a.m. Don't miss your chance to see the Blackhawks defend their Stanley Cup title. For details, go to ChicagoBlackhawks.com, Ticketmaster.com, or call 800-745-3000. It's going to be Robbie Weinhardt coming in the game. He pitched the first 2/3 of the 8th inning last night, striking out 1. On for the 16th time, a 1-1 record. ERA up there. You see, right-handers have hit him better than left-handers. And Andrew Jones to lead it off. He's 1 for 2 today. Throws a high fastball right by him. With the baskets today, there were $6,000 raised for all 8 baskets. The top seller, Paul Konerko, at $1,700. Well, thanks, folks. White Sox Charities, thank you very much. And it's been a very successful week as far as money raised for charity and the various events here around the ballpark. 0-2 count on Jones. Outfield straight away, fairly deep all the way around. It's a 5-4 game with the Tigers on top. Sweeping slider misses. Line drive left field, down the line. Damon goes over, he can't throw. And Andrew Jones coasts into second base, representing the tying run. Eighth double of the year as Weinhardt hangs a slider out over the plate. He tried to keep it away. Andrew turns on it Takes it down into the corner. Mundo Galarraga went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs on 7 hits, walked 3, fanned 5. Turned it over to Weinhardt. And Gordon has got to get this ball to the right side. Tries to bunt but drops ahead of the bat, pops it up and straight back. And that bunt, had he put the bat on it, would have been a little too hard because Cabrera was charging hard at first base. Five sacrifices this year for Gordon. Pretty decent bunt, no play at third. Weinhardt to first. That's the 6th sacrifice for Gordon Beckham, and a good one. Puts a tying run 90 feet away for Juan Pierre. That'll mean the infield will have to play in at all 4 positions. Damon playing over toward the line, and shallow in left field, doesn't have much of an arm. Jackson shallow and toward left center, not much of an arm. Bosch straight away right with a good arm. And Pierre takes a fastball for a strike. He's 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored today. Sergio Santos starts to throw in the bullpen. And misses off the corner, evens the count at 1-1. One fouled off to the left. The count goes to 1-2. Bottom of the 7th inning, Minnesota still leading 1-0 over Oakland. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off to the left. With that walk today by Juan Pierre, he has 36 walks and 33 strikeouts for the year. That's in 461 at-bats. Ground ball, second base right at Rayburn. It freezes Jones, and Pierre cannot get the job done. Now the infield will move back to their regular positions. And it brings up Ramirez, who's 0 for 2, but a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. Thinking about a bunt with Peralta way back at third base, takes strike 1. A good idea, but this ball is out away. Avila wanted it inside. Weinhardt missed with it. Probably a good thing he did. Sox 2nd in the American League, hitting with runners in scoring position and hitting .500 today. That one fouled straight back, and the count is 0-2. Weinhardt taking a little too much time. Let's say ask Jeff Nelson. The time acknowledged. Now we're ready to go. 0-2 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Line drive, tie game. So the Sox have come all the way back, trailing 5-1. Ramirez takes that fastball out away, drives in his 2nd run of the game, his 48th of the year. And we've got a brand new game. The Xfinity high-defining moment is a game-tying single off the bat of Ramirez, who reaches out, pokes it into right field. And with that stroke of the bat, Garcia cannot lose. Galarraga cannot win. The game in the hands of the bullpen as Paul comes up 1 for 2 today. Single, a walk, and a run scored. Ramirez a good lead at first. Weinhardt chases him back. There he goes. Long drive left field, gone. It's a 7-5 game. Paul Konerko delivers his 29th. He's driven in 80. And the Sox all the way back with a 2-run lead. Johnny Damon looked up, took 1 step, and waved bye-bye. Our Ford home run replay. It's a first ball fastball. And Paul got most of this one. Way back there in left field. A big 3-run 6th after a 3-run 5th. And it's a 2-run Sox lead. Carlos Quentin taking a high fastball, and Paul Konerko taking a curtain call. 29 and 80 on the power numbers. Count evens at 1-1. That slider fouled back. So a leadoff double by Andrew Jones. The sacrifice by Beckham. Ground ball by Pierre failed to get him in, but the base hit by Ramirez tied it up, and the 2-run homer by Paul Konerko gives the Sox a 2-run lead. Threw a fastball by him, but not before the Sox put 3 up on the board. And we head into the top of the 7th. It's 7-5 Sox. 5-8-1 for the Tigers, 7-10-0 for the Sox. Chris Sale, who had a 1-2-3-6, on for the 7th, and it's going to be a tough one with Damon, Bosch, and Cabrera. He most likely will have Damon and Bosch to face, and the bullpen is up and going for Cabrera. Good fastball for a strike. Oh, and 1 pitch to Johnny Damon. That one misses outside. Damon 1 for 3 today. Doubled and scored a run in the 3rd inning. And Jeff Nelson's hearing a little something coming from the dugout. And he gives somebody the boot. Now the question is it Ozzie or somebody else? Got a very good chance to be Don Cooper. Yep, it is Don Cooper. Thought perhaps that fastball was over the outside corner. One and 1 count on Johnny Damon. Fouled that ball off. Jeff Frazier in the on-deck circle. It appears he's going to come on to pinch hit for Brennan Bosch, who was 0 for 11 in this series. That one misses up high. Count goes to 2-2. Chris Sale is trying to do something very difficult for a young man just out of college, establish the fact that he can pitch in a pennant race. And in his outings to this point, I think he's shown everybody in that Sox dugout that he's not intimidated by much. Eventually, he's got a good chance to be a starter. Right now, he has to ply his trade out of the pen. A 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. He got him on an inside fastball, and Damon goes down on strikes. Second strikeout for Sale. A blazing fastball inside. And Jeff Frazier comes out. So does Ozzie, as he takes a long, slow walk to the mound, killing a little time for his bullpen to get loose, or perhaps wanting to wait out there until Jeff Nelson takes a walk out. Nope. That's going to be it for Chris Sale. So as he exits, so will we, and we'll be back after these messages. Into Comcast Sportsnet as we re-air all 6 episodes of the acclaimed series. Go inside the Sox front office with The Club. White Sox Behind the Scenes, beginning Monday night at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Here's our Lexus Pursuing Perfection call to the pen. And it's Sergio Santos who takes over from Chris Sale, who threw a perfect inning in a third with 2 strikeouts. Sergio on for the 43rd time. He's 1-0, a spectacular 1.42 ERA. First man he's going to face is Jeff Frazier. Frazier hitting .227 this year. Got a run driven in. He's 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter. Outfield, a couple of steps to right center for him. And the first fastball right down the middle. Good slider low and away, and Frazier in an 0-2 hole. Thomas is back up and throwing in the bullpen for the Tigers, as Robbie Weinhardt was touched up for a 3 spot in the 6th. He got him. 1, 2, 3 on a slider. Good slider on the outside corner, and this is what sets Sergio Santos apart from most of the converted position players. He has not only that slider, but a straight change to go with a fastball, usually in the mid-90s. So Miguel Cabrera comes up 1 for 1 with a couple of intentional walks. Cabrera hitting .340. Against Santos, 0 for 3. Two and 0 count with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. If you're just joining us, the Sox have come back from a 5-1 deficit. They hold a 7-5 lead. They've out hit the Tigers 10-8. The only error of the game belongs to the Tigers. Long drive right field, well hit, and gone. Miguel Cabrera with a line drive home run, his 27th of the year, his 95th driven in, and it's a 1-run game. You fall behind 2-0. And if you go at this guy with a fastball, you've got big problems. Fastball hitter in a hitter's count, and a line drive rocket out of the ballpark. It's a 7-6 game. Carlos Guillen up, and he looks at a fastball wide of the plate. Guillen 1 for 3 today. A bouncing single with the bases loaded, scored 2, that coming in the 3rd inning. So for the Tigers, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 here in the top of the 7th. Sox 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. Lloyd McClendon to the right of Jim Leyland. Lloyd's the hitting coach. And the count goes to 1-2. Ozzie has lost his pitching coach, Don Cooper, who was thrown out of the game earlier. That one misses off the outside corner, and the count goes even at 2-2. Chopped foul to the right side. Count stays at 2-2. Tigers trying to play the role of the spoiler, which is about what they have left. Coming into action today, 10.5 games in back of Minnesota, and a non-factor in the wild card race. Full count, 3-2. Johnny Peralta, who homered in the 5th inning, with Cabrera on in the on-deck circle. Right back up the middle, base hit. So Carlos Guillen continues his hot hitting against the Sox. Taking a low fastball, drilling it right by Sergio back into center field, keeping the inning alive for Johnny Peralta, who's 1 for 3 with that 2-run homer. Peralta acquired from the Cleveland Indians. Indians knew he was not going to be part of their future. Fastball misses down, and now Ramon wants to go out and have a talk with Sergio to steady him. It's a 1-run game. Sox have the lead, but a precarious lead at that, with Guillen at first base representing the tying run. Lifetime Peralta 1 for 3 against Sergio. Popped it up. Carlos Quentin coming on. He makes the catch. And the Sox are out of the inning, but not before the Tigers get a run on a Cabrera home run. It's 7-6 heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. Fraser. Poll question a little earlier, so here's the results so far. As you can see, by an overwhelming margin, it's Omar Vizquel to this point. There's still time to vote for which newcomer has been the most pleasant surprise for the Sox this year. A. Andrew Jones, B. Martin, C. Vizquel, D. Putz, E. Santos. Text A, B, C, or D, or E to 53695. Final results will be with us on the U.S. Cellular postgame show if you're watching after the game. Tomorrow night, join host David Kaplan and his roundtable for Chicago Tribune Live from Bears training camp. Cap and the company will preview the 2010 season, plus live interviews from Bourbonnais. Don't miss Chicago Tribune live from training camp tomorrow night at 5:30 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. It's Brad Thomas coming into the game. Fraser stays in the game defensively in right field, taking over for Bosch. And Brad Thomas on for the 34th time, the record 4-1 ERA and even .450. Right-handers have hurt him. Not all that good against left-handers. And so the Sox look for some insurance with a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. And it's Mark Teahen. Teahen had a big double in that 3-run 5th. There's a look at Jeff Fraser. Fastball for a strike. That evens the count at 1-1. Thomas 6'4", 235 pounds, out of Sydney, Australia. Way wide on the slider. Count goes to 2-1. Teahen, after a couple of strikeouts, that RBI double, later scored a run on the Castro single. Time it cut the lead to 5-4. Fouled that fastball straight back to even the count at 2-2. Tigers bullpen continues to work, as does the Sox bullpen. Chopper up the middle. Rayburn, easy play to first base. And one out here in the 7th. Minnesota leading Oakland 4-2. That game in the top of the 8th with a couple of outs. Texas leading Boston 1-0. That game heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Toronto leads the Angels 2-0. That game in the top of the 5th. San Diego leading San Francisco 4-0. Game in the top of the 2nd. That's a big series out west. Good fastball for a strike. Ramon 2 for 3 today with a run driven in. Fastball up and away, evens the count. Threw that fastball right by it. Kansas City shut out the Yankees 1-0. Chopped down the line, foul. Sox trying to take 2 of 3 from the Tigers after losing 2 of 3 from Minnesota and evening this homestand at 3-3 after coming home from a 4-4 road trip. The foul ball knocked the mask right off Alex Avila. And if it hasn't been a long enough day, this will get your attention. 1-2 pitch. And the appeal to Kerwin Danley, and he said no. So the count evens at 2. For those of you just joining us, Sox have battled back from a 5-1 deficit. Hawk is not with us today due to some illness in the family. And hopefully, and we expect him to be back on Tuesday and join us against the Twins in Minnesota. Little tapper in front of the plate. Avila calls him off, and he makes the play easily. So 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Not much of a chance for Ramon here. Much easier play for Avila as he calls Thomas off the play. Throws him out at first base. 2 for 4 for Castro, who's had another good day. Mark Kotsay, who has a walk and is 0 for 2. Fastball misses down. After today, 44 games remain for both the Twins and the Sox. Little chopper to shortstop. Easy play. Santiago over to Cabrera. 1-2-3-7. So we head into the top of the 8th inning with the thinnest of 1-run margin. Sox lead 7-6. Here at U.S. Cellular Field, we head into the top of the 8th inning. And the 4th pitcher of the game is J.J. Putz. Today, J.J. is going to be used as a setup man. Last night, he was used as a closer. Did not work out very well. On for the 47th time, ERA 2.28. And it's the bottom third of the order. Rayburn, Avila, and Santiago, with Omar Vizquel checking in defensively at third. The fastball misses. Rayburn 1 for 3. Opposite field home run coming in the 4th inning, leading it off. Base hit left field. So Rayburn continues his very good series. 6 for 12 and even 500 in this 3-game series for a guy who came in hitting in the low 230s. He represents a tying run. Alex Avila stepping in. And when these two guys hooked up last night with Inge at first base, it was an opposite field 2-run homer that wound up winning the game for the Tigers. Fastball misses off the outside corner. Avila 1 for 3 today. A double in the fourth. And we'll tell you a bit about that double coming up here. Avila 9 double plays this year. A fastball for a strike. We talked about it at the time. After a leadoff homer, Avila doubled, and Santiago flew out to left field. Avila couldn't advance. 2 flyouts later, he was stranded right there at second. We told you that that might turn out to be a very big run. That right now is the difference between a 1-run deficit and a tie game. Good fastball for a strike, and the count goes to 1-2. When Avila has shown power in this series, it's been to the opposite field. Rayburn 1 out of 3 in stolen bases this year. Short lead at first. He got a fastball over the outside corner. Big first out. Ramon wants it away. Does a nice job of framing it. And Jeff Nelson rings him up. Ramon Santiago, who is 0 for 3, steps in. Outfield pretty much straight up. Quinton fairly deep in right field. Good fastball for a strike. There you look at the defense. Garcia for 5, Sale for a spotless inning in the third. Sergio Santos for 2/3 of an inning as he gave up solo home run to Cabrera, and now J.J. Putz. Chases him back at first. Sox bullpen quiet. Tigers bullpen seeing some action. Shadow's getting a little closer to home plate. That evens the count at 1-1. Rayburn taking a long look down at Gene Lamont, the third base coach, as he takes a fairly short lead. Seemed to widen it out just a touch at first. JJ notices that and goes over. Tom Brookins, former Tiger infielder, first base coach. $36,287 on a perfect day for baseball this Sunday. The end of a 6-game homestand, and as you can see, the shadows are starting to creep across home plate. And in about 5 minutes, the visibility won't be very good. Well, now Castro going out to talk with JJ as the count goes to 2-1. Sox came in 2 games in back of Minnesota. The Sox have 7 games left with Boston, 4 at home, 3 on the road. The Twins, no easy task, 7 games left with Texas, 4 on the road, 3 at home. And where the Sox play the Yankees for 3, the Twins Play the Angels at home and 4 against Toronto at home. And Toronto can hit. That one fouled off to the left, and the count evens at 2-2. We still have 6 more to play. 3 on the road coming up with Minnesota after the off day tomorrow. And 3 back here, September 14th through the 16th at U.S. Cellular Field. Runner going. Strike 3. Throw to second base. Not in time. Santiago goes out on strikes. Castro makes a pretty good throw. Rayburn got a good jump. And that ball was tipped. When you take that throw in front of the bag, it is pretty difficult to get an out at second because you have to reach back. And somewhere along the line, Alexei's going to have to stay back and make that tag straddling the bag. Fastball misses up and in. Austin Jackson 2 for 4 today. Stole a base in the first inning, singled and scored a run in the third inning. Hear the rumble of the jets overhead from the Aaron Waters show along the lakefront. Always a big attraction this weekend. That one fouled off. And the count evens at 1-1. Good fastball for a strike. I think one of the things that Ramon went out and told JJ was that visibility around home plate isn't too good. You can't afford any walk. So Rayburn with a leadoff single and a steal at second base representing the tying run. And Austin Jackson in a 1-2 hole with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Sox lead by a run. Fastball up high. The count evens at 2-2. Andrew Jones. 3 or 4 steps into right center field. Carlos Quentin shallow and right. That fastball misses up. The count goes full. Johnny Damon in the on-deck circle. 3-2 count. Austin Jackson. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Big pitch that JJ puts. Jackson, a frequent strikeout victim. 122 of them this year. He walked him. That brings up Johnny Damon. 1 for 5 in his career against J.J. Putz. 1 for 4 today with a couple of strikeouts. Ryan Rayburn at second base did something that every base runner should do. He turned around and he checked where every one of the outfielders were. And he knows that Jones is deep, Quentin's deep, but Juan Pierre is fairly shallow in left field. Fly ball center field. Andrew goes back. The ball well hit. Jones can't find it. It's off the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. And Johnny Damon coasts into third base with a 2-run triple. First ball fastball. The third triple of the year. And the Tigers have the lead. RBIs 38 and 39. Damon gets most of this one. The walk to Jackson. Devastating in the 8th inning. That ball off the wall. And it's an 8-7 game. The Tigers have the lead. Brandon Inge coming on to pinch hit. 7 home runs, 43 driven in, a .256 average with Johnny Damon at third. And he takes a strike. That one misses low and away, and the count evens at 1. Brandon Inge in situations like this has been hot recently after a very slow start. Can't check his swing. The count goes to 1-2. Good stop by Castro. Johnny Damon has to stay at third base. 2-2 with a couple of outs, but damage done here in the 8th inning. Leadoff single by Rayburn. Stolen base. A damaging walk to Jackson, and a 2-run triple by Johnny Damon to have given the Tigers the lead. Fly ball, well hit. Jones coasting back. He drops it. That's got to go E8. It's a 9-7 game. Fastball down the middle. Inge hits it well. Andrew flat out drops the ball. Now for the third time today, Ozzie is going to walk Miguel Cabrera. When he wasn't intentionally walking him, he singled and scored a run in the 5th inning. A solo homer with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Tony Pena loosening in the pen. So for Cabrera, he's now been intentionally walked 20 times this year. Runners on first and second. It's a 2-run deficit, as the Tigers have plated 3 here in the top of the 8th inning. Carlos Guillen, 2 for 4 today. A .328 lifetime hitter against the Sox. Looks at a strike. Minnesota has defeated Oakland 4-2. Sox have 6 outs to go in this one. Towering fly ball. Andrew Jones camps under it. And he makes the catch. But not before the Tigers score 3 runs And we head into the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing by 2. Don't miss a second of the heated division battle as the AL Central's best fight for first. White Sox Twins Wednesday night at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. It's Ryan Perry who comes into the game, trying to protect the 2-run lead. On for the 40th time, 2-4 record, an ERA 4.38. He's a hard-throwing right-hander. He does have occasional problems with the strike zone, and right-handers have hurt him. Wholesale defensive changes for the Tigers. Andrew Jones to lead it off. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored. Well hit, right center field. Jackson back. He looks up. It's gone. Home run, Andrew Jones. It's a 9-8 game as Jones hits his 16th, his 3rd hit of the day, his 37th driven in, and it's a 1-run game. Here's our 4 home run replay. It's a low fastball. Andrew takes it to right center field. And it's a 9-8 game. Gordon Beckham looks at a high fastball, ball 1. Outfield straight away, fairly deep all the way around. And that one just missed him. Ryan Rayburn shifts out to right. He started this game at second. Don Kelly comes in the game defensively and left. Johnny Peralta shifts over to shortstop from third. Brandon Inge goes into third base. And Ramon Santiago shifts over to second base. But meanwhile, the count is 3-0 on Beckham. Juan Pierre in the on-deck circle. Ball 4, tying runs aboard. And Rick Knapp comes out to talk with Perry, who's given up a home run and walked the tying run in the 2 batters he's faced. Nine, 12, and 1 for the Tigers. 8, 11, and 1 for the Sox. Tigers scored 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the seventh, and a big 3 in the eighth to take the lead. Sox scored 1 in the third, 3 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth, and have 1 here in the eighth to pull within 1. Gonzalez loosening up in the bullpen, and we'll see. We've been told that there's a chance Valverde, their very dependable closer, might not be available. But that's down the road a bit. Pierre looks at 1 down, and before you even think about a bunt, with 5 straight bad ones, you have to make Perry throw a strike. 1 for 3 today with a walk, a run scored, and a golden opportunity to move along Gordon Beckham. Off-speed pitch for a strike. The count evens at 1-1. Inge charging hard at third base. Cabrera has to be careful because Beckham does have pretty decent speed, and he can't release too soon, especially if Perry is even thinking about going to first base, and a sizable lead for Beckham at first. That quick step off is supposed to alert you whether the hitter is going to bunt. Juan's already shown. And a perfect bunt. Perry with 1 play, that to first base. Terrific sacrifice by Juan Pierre. That's his 13th of the year. So Gordon also turning around and checking where the outfielders are. You see him with his back toward the infield. And believe me, he notices Rayburn very shallow in right field. Jackson straight away in center, maybe a step to the third base side of second. And Kelly average in right field. Fastball misses. And against Perry, like I say, he's 1 for 2 with 2 walks. I'd say 1 for 3 today. That one fouled straight back. It was the Ramirez single in the 6th inning that tied the game at 5. Next came Paul Konerko with a 2-run homer that, for a short period of time, gave the Sox a 7-5 lead. And chop foul to the left side, and the count goes to 1-2. Perry with a couple of wild pitches, and Paul Konerko in the on-deck circle. Nice lead at second for Beckham. He got him. Two outs here in the 8th as Ryan Perry throws a slider down and out of the zone. And that'll leave it up to Paul Konerko with 2 outs here in the 8th. Nobody paying much attention to Gordon at second. The outfield very deep all the way around. Slider in the dirt. Good stop by Avila. Perry has a tendency to really like his fastball. And those guys, especially the youngsters who believe they can throw it by Paul Konerko, usually don't fare very well. Takes one on the inner half at 97. That evens the count at 1-1. Slider misses down. Two and one count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Sox trail by a run. That fastball over the inside corner for strike 2. So he's missed with 2 sliders. He's hit with 2 fastballs. Santiago playing up the middle at second. Inge guarding the line and deep at third. Bullpen up and going for the Tigers. Pop up right side. Santiago calling for it. Rayburn calls him off. And that's it. But not before the Sox get a run. They pull closer. They trail by a run heading into the top of the 9th inning. It's a 9-8 game. Look with Frank Thomas. The Big Hurt talks about mending relationships on the South Side, plus get his take on steroid use in baseball and the Hall of Fame. Don't miss Inside Look with Frank Thomas today after postgame live on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. So Tony Pena comes into the game. Pena 3-2, ERA 5.11, on for the 40th time. He falls behind 2-0 on Johnny Peralta. Peralta with a 2-run homer today. He's 1 for 4. Peralta, Rayburn, and Avila. He appears he has 2 home runs today. Fastball down the middle and gone. That's the 11th for Peralta. He's driven in 50. Fall behind 2-0. Throw a fastball down the middle. Not too many good hitters are going to miss this one. And at this point, that's the way most of those folks in that dugout feel. It's 10-8. Tigers lead by 2. And Pena misses down. Ryan Rayburn with a solo home run in the 4th inning. A single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the 8th inning. And Pena 2-0 on him. Fastball catches the outside corner. Count goes to 2-1. Towering fly ball to right field. Carlos Quentin drifts under it and makes the catch. The lights are on here at U.S. Cellular Field with all of the shadows in the infield. Bright sun everywhere else. They want to try to illuminate around home plate if they possibly can. Alex Avila, who's played the last couple of games, fouls this ball off to the left. He's 1 for 4 today, a double in the 4th inning. And for the most part, he's done a very nice job behind the plate. Off speed pitch. 0-2. That one misses down. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning. It'll be Quentin, Tian, and Castro due up. And hopefully Kotze, Jones, and Beckham right after them. Ramon's gone the distance behind the plate. It's a 1-2 count on Avila. And he fouls it off. That one misses outside, and the count evens at 2. Count goes full. Base hit right field. So Avila with his second hit. Omar Vizquel at third base. So the infield, Vizquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. Castro's gone all the way behind the plate. Outfield the same all the way around. And Ramon Santiago comes up 0 for 4. Avila 2 out of 3 in the stolen base department. These Tigers have swiped 46 this year, but they've gotten 2 today. Fair ball down the line. This ball rattles around in the corner. Gene Lamont is going to hold Avila at third base. And it's runners at second and third. as Tony Pena having all kinds of problems here in the 9th inning. Fastball low and in, and Santiago takes it down the line past Paul Konerko. Only one out here in the 9th. Tigers already lead by 2. Gene Lamont having a short conversation with Austin Jackson. And at the time, the base on balls he drew in the 8th inning turned out to be very big, as Johnny Damon hit a 2-run triple in what turned out to be a 3-run 8th. So they walk Jackson, and that'll load him up. It's going to be Don Kelly who came in defensively. That is the 4th intentional walk of the day, with 3 of them going to Miguel Cabrera. So the base is loaded, only 1 out, and Don Kelly getting a chance to hit for the first time today. He's hitting .214. Tom Brookins talking to Austin Jackson as the Sox infield looking for a double play. Fastball over the outside corner for a strike. Career with the bases loaded, although it's a very small sampling, but 3 for 7 for Kelly. Appeal to third? No, says Doug Eddy. So the count evens at 1-1. Kelly taking a long look down at Gene Lamont. No signs in this situation, young man. Base hit right field. It's going to score 2. And Kelly in his first at bat drives home 2 runs with a broken bat single just over the head of Konerko. And this one getting away from the Sox as Tony Pena touched up for a couple more, leaving runners at the corners. It's a 12-8 game. And the Tigers with a 3 spot again here in the 9th. Fastball strike to Brandon Inge. That one misses off the corner. And the count goes to 1-2. Runner third, less than 2 outs, and Inge has been better than average. Little chopper, third base. Throw to second for 1. Over to first. The ball gets away. So the 13th run scores. It's a 5-run lead on a very slow developing play, and Gordon Beckham didn't have much of a shot as he took a very hard slide into second base. Kelly goes at him, upsets him, throw goes wide. Paul can't come up with it. things have started to fall apart. Tigers with 7 runs combined in the 8th and 9th. Fastball misses up high. That one misses up and in. Well, the Sox haven't pitched very much to Cabrera today, but when they have, he's really hurt them. Single in the 5th, scored a run, solo home run in the 7th, and 3 intentional walks. Slider for a strike. If this score holds up, with Minnesota sweeping Oakland, the Sox will go to Minnesota 3 full games in back of the Twins, with the off day tomorrow and a 3-game series Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday against the Twins. And here is a series matchup. Tuesday, it's John Danks against Scott Baker. Wednesday, Floyd against Liriano. And Thursday, all-night games, Burley against Pavano. 3 great matchups for that upcoming series against the Twins. Right back up the middle. Pena knocks it down. Gets it over to first base. But not before the Tigers score 4. Sox trail 13-8 with 3 outs to go. Seven runs combined in the 8th and 9th innings. 13, 16, and 1 for the Tigers. 8, 11, and 1 for the Sox. And Phil Koch comes into the game on for the 56th time. He was the winner last night, running his record to 7-2, his ERA 2.61. And it's going to be Carlos Quentin, Omar Vizquel, and Ramon Castro. Phil Koch came over along with Austin Jackson as part of a 3-team deal that sent Curtis Granderson from the Tigers to the Yankees Edwin Jackson from the Tigers to the Diamondbacks. And they got a very dependable left-hander in the bullpen and a starting center fielder for Curtis Granderson, who has struggled in New York. And Jackson, now a member of the White Sox. Fastball misses away to Carlos Quentin, who drove in a run in the 5th inning. 0 for 4 today. Count runs to 2-0. Fastball over the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-1. Coke, a short-arming left-hander. That means without that extension, it's a little difficult to pick up the baseball. And it's a full count of 3-2. Omar Vizquel, who came in defensively at third, will get his opportunity to hit. That one misses inside. So Carlos Quentin takes a walk. And Vizquel comes in hitting an even .290. Omar's done a great job this year. It appears that Avila has taken that catcher's pad that most catchers use and tossed it away. That one misses low and away. Cabrera playing behind Quentin at first base. And Coke having some problems with the strike zone. Against the Tigers this year, Omar has been very good. Two 2-0 count. Rick Knapp comes out. He's going to probably suggest that Coke throw a strike. It's been a tough day for the pitchers today. 21 combined runs, 27 combined hits. And the Sox trailing by 5. Ball 3. Ramon Castro in the on-deck circle. One catches the inside corner. Count moves to 3-1. And the bullpen starts to work for the Tigers. And it's not Valverde. Count goes full. Gonzalez up once again. This is the third time he's been up in the pen. Three-two pitch. Little pop-up in the infield. Peralta puts it away for out number 1. Ramon Castro 2 for 4 today. A couple of singles, a run batted in. He'll keep that batting average up over 300. Fastball for a strike. Count goes to 0-2. Brent Lillibridge in the on-deck circle. He'll come on a pinch hit for Mark Kotsay. One hopper at short. Throw off the mark. He gets him at first, and that's it. So the Tigers, who had the lead, gave up the lead and came back and recaptured the lead, win this one 13-8. A disappointing homestand as the Sox lose 2 of 3 to Minnesota and 2 of 3 to these Tigers. And they'll head to Minnesota after the off day tomorrow. 3 full games in back of the Twins. Our GMC player of the game is none other than Johnny Damon. Damon had a big day today. Net ball off the wall. It was a 2-run triple in the 8th inning. And Johnny Damon had a double also. Just a big offensive day for these Tigers. For our director, John Walsh, our producer, Mike Leary, our associate producer, Dave Ross, our technical manager, Mark Harper, the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr., for the mayor, Mean Joe Grube, and Hawk Harrelson. I'm Steve Stone saying so long, everybody.